as it progresses, lads.
And they're into Richo at the start of the game. And his Glass has got the big job this afternoon. Big smile on Matthew's face. 9 goals, 5 last week. Lots to look forward to about this match. Who are you tipping, boys?
I've gone for West Coast, but I think it'll be close. Matthew Richardson can kick plenty of goals against this team, has done it in the past.
And West Coast for me, Quarters.
Kane Johnson has had some big roles, but none bigger than this afternoon, taking the great champion Chris Judd as we start this match. Bang, Waters goes in hard early. And now Roach, he too easily knocked off the ball there by Braun. Nice job. Fed it out to Stenglein, who got it over to Judd. To Waters, back to Judd. So Eagles with the first clear possession. Ball comes to the wing. Cousins runs hard, waiting for a kind bounce. Good tackle. Did well though to get it to Fletcher. Now over to Rosa. Exciting young talent. Goes inside 50. It's a whistle here. It's a push, and it is going West Coast way. And it is going to be young Lacroix to get the free kick.
And he's been in good form in the local competition over there. Coming into the team. Bit of a nudge in the back.
Kicked 8 last week, Rob, in the WAFL.
And what an opportunity for him, Chriso, to be able to come into this West Coast Eagles team on the eve of the final.
Yes, final home and away game. Great opportunity. What a great start this would be.
Pick 37 back in 2004, the boy from West Perth. And he has kicked a goal. The Eagles get there first. Well, it's all about opportunity, being in the right place at the right time, Rob, and there's 2 or 3 young Eagles in this team today that if they play well, it's going to be hard to toss them out.
It will be, and that's why I just think that it'll add a bit of freshness to this West Coast Eagles team. The Eagles have got, obviously, some quality players out by the name of Kerr and Wirrapanda, Embley and Hansen. So, competition for spots in this team is red hot. And there's Joel Bowden. Well, it's Joel and Quinton Lynch. Gee, big size difference there.
Yeah, big job, but he's done it all year, Rob. Simmons gets it down, sharp though by Cousins, kick toward half forward. Out comes Lacroix again, and he's got it, has he? He's paid the mark, and his second opportunity. We're less than 2 minutes into this game, and Lacroix with an opportunity to kick his second.
Well, we're talking about opportunity, and obviously they've probably run out of patience with Sandy. Rob, this could be the man that has the job as the goal sneak in the finals.
Well, that's been the big problem, I think, with West Coast over the last couple of years. Just getting a nice spread of goal kickers. They don't have the one player who can kick 60 or 70 in a season.
From 50, drop punt, it's across the face, they'll contest, and well done down there by Rains, knocking it into the behind post, so a boundary throw-in. So just not being able to get the distance there, Lacroix. Boundary throw-in. Eagles deep into attack. Cox to the back, but well done by Tutt. Handball ineffective. Tivendale dragged down by Cousins. Ball spills free. The Tigers have got numbers down there, but they can't jar it free. Tuck eventually. And Kane Johnson down. We'll keep an eye on that. Well done by Simmons. Somehow was able to get the ball out of that congestion. 2-on-1 in favour of the Tigers. Chaffee gets a favourable bounce. Yeah, he's got time to really assess at half-back, does it well. Chips it, wide under pressure, play on was the call. Braun tackles him superbly and is rewarded. So the Eagles, another opportunity.
Yeah, a couple of terrific tackles by the Eagles in their forward half, and a problem for Richmond. Kane Johnson saw Shane Tuck signal to the trainers, get out here quick.
But Johnson's given the thumbs up. It looks like he might have a broken schnoz. Keep an eye on that. Lynch with strength, kept the ball alive. In the pocket, Lacroix again. Got the handball out. Banana kick. It's from Staker, I think, or in fact it was Rosa, and he's missed. And there's the incident with Judd and Johnson.
Oh, that's it. Accidentally.
Yep.
So the Tigers through Bowden in short. Mark taken by Howard, who's made a good impression since coming into this Richmond lineup. Chaffee kicks in towards the centre, a dangerous kick. Roach had to go, couldn't take it. Staker, oh gee, took on the tacklers there. Oh gee, a little lucky West Coast. Butler, Howard in hard on top of him, too hard, and a free kick to the Eagles in the centre. So Butler, the centre of the MCG, squares the ball. Rosa chips it short, loose player at half forward is Rowan Jones. Brett Jones started on the bench this afternoon for West Coast.
Just need to get a touch of the footy, the Richmond players. They've barely touched it. 4 minutes in.
Now to the fat side, Fletcher on a lead, and he's got it. So they worked it very well, Rob, there. Richmond getting numbers back, so they skirted the perimeter of the 50 and waited for the opportunity.
What was good is that they had the ball in the centre corridor, the West Coast Eagles, 60, 70 metres out, that position there, and it just means they've got both sides of the ground to go to with the leads.
They've started well, the Eagles. Fletcher kick just missing to the left, so they haven't perhaps made full use of their opportunities in the early part. They lead by 8 points.
As Johnson cleans the last drop of blood off his shoulder, and he's going to stay out there, so the Richmond skipper okay. Polo kicks the ball to half forward. Richo turned his back on play, was expecting a longer kick. Selwood mops up for West Coast. Pops one over the top to Graham, who's going to switch again to the fat side to Cox, and he gets there.
Two athletic ruckmen today, quarters in Cox and Troy Simmons.
Cox short to Judd. To the wing. And they look nice and switched on, West Coast, as they should be in round 22, with the top spot up for grabs. Kick to half forward. Spotlight. Oh, good evasive skills. Got away from Johnson. Sold in the dummy. Yo's in the pocket. Lacroix again. Just couldn't quite get there. Another throw in.
Chaffee being moved onto Lacroix.
This is another angle of the Judd-Johnson clash.
Complete accident. I think we all agree on that, boys.
Yep. No problems with that. So boundary throw in. Simmons does well to work to the front. Well done, touch. He picked that up superbly. Patrick Bowden hemmed in on the boundary line. Shares it with Tivendale through the congestion. Rains a run now from Deledio, who started at half-back this afternoon. Low towards Richardson. Oh, he almost picked the difficult half volley up superbly. Now Selwood. Banfield. Aston Ferris back in 1996 for the West Coast, Drew Banfield. Waters now. Kicks it out wide. Again, they affect the switch with great effect.
Good kicking skills, this West Coast team.
Disposals at the moment, Michael, 30 to 14.
Yeah.
Certainly dominating. Cousins, searching kick to Lacroix again. Geez, been busy early. 65 from goal. Here comes Lynch. Got hands to it, couldn't take the mark. Chance for Banfield again. Hacks it onto the boot, going towards Rowan Jones. Deledio and Jones. Deledio will be paid the mark. No, there'll be a bounce. Jump ball at the top of the goal square. So the Eagles with another goal-scoring opportunity here. Cox, Rowan Jones, Fletcher should kick a goal, and he misses again. 2 behinds early to Chad Fletcher.
The Quentin Lynch dropped mark. It should have been taken. It was a lovely kick by Lacroix, and the big fella spilt it.
Well, it's been a domination so far. 6-0 of the inside 50s in favour of West Coast. Amazing stats early in this game, but at the moment the Eagles can't make a count on the scoreboard. Joel Bowden. Not a lot on offer. Carries the ball. Now dishes off to Roach. To half forward. Oh, poor kick. Matthew Richardson got free.
Yep, he was good 5 metres in front of glass there.
He went straight down the throat of glass. He gave it to Cousins.
Cousins now in space on centre wing. Sweeps the handball. Rowan Jones. Just held up here, the Eagles. Banfield looking to retain possession. Good kick. Advantage to Staker. Staker wheels onto the right boot. Kicks it this time towards Lacroix again. What an opening 5 or 6 minutes by this young man. In fact, we're 8 minutes in, but he has been dominant on the West Coast forward line. He's taken 3 marks. Will come in for his 5th disposal and aiming for goal number 2.
Well, he's on his second opponent in Mark Chaffee. They're just not big enough. He started off on White. Now he's on Chaffee. It's obvious that he's a very strong overhead mark. Good out in front, arms at full stretch. And I think Terry Wallace has got to come up with a 3rd opponent 9 minutes into this game.
So just in game number 5, kicks his second. West Coast have 2. Well, what a revelation. This young man kicked 8 for West Perth last week in the WAFL, straight into the Eagles lineup, and it has had an immediate impact.
Been terrific, and a lovely pass there from Staker. Kicked it hard and low. Just like the way that Lacroix judged that. He just knew that he could take his opponent under the footy, and he had the reach. And I think Mark Chaffee's not the player to have on marking type players.
Well, 20-year-old Mark Lacroix has been the wild card early in this game, playing just his 5th game of footy, his 3rd match this season. He's already got 2 goals.
And there's another tag. Tivendale running with Cousins. And Kane Johnson running with Chris Judd.
They are dominating this match, West Coast, early on. Disposals 41-18, inside 50s 7-0. Don't look like getting it inside 50 at the moment, the Tigers. As the Eagles attack again, Chris Judd finds Cox. Cox now, left foot kick, inside 50 is a beauty. That's a great kick from a big man. Great skills, and Quinton Lynch doesn't let him down.
Kicking skills, magic of the West Coast Eagles, and you called it in one there, Quarters. What about the kicking skills of a man who's over 200 centimetres tall, as easy as you like, on the left boot, and just puts it out in front. What we've seen with the Eagles with their forwards, they're not bombing it, they're putting it out in front of their teammates so they can run onto it. Makes it very hard for defenders to spoil it.
Now Quinton Lynch is trying to become now only the 5th man in Eagles history to kick 50 goals plus in a season, and I've mozzed him. Oh, that's a shocker from the big fella. Have to wait another few minutes.
Gee, just leant back on that, tried to caress it through. Tigers now bringing in Joel Bowden. Chips it intelligently over to the run of Deledio from half back. Simmons has made position just forward of the wing. Very open forward line, Rob.
Could be the first time that Richmond get it into their forward 50, and we've played 11 minutes.
It's not open anymore because he takes a long time to get rid of it and then forced to kick short to Polo as a consequence. Polo off a step, kicks it to the top of the goal square, going back Stafford. Oh, great mark taken by Pettifer. Kane Pettifer has marked on his chest at the top of the goal square, and well, they've gone forward just once, but they will kick a goal. There's the work from Pettifer on Selwood.
It's just a bit of strong body work. Twice he just blocked the run of Adam Selwood. Selwood probably the Eagles' best tagger. He's got the job on the dangerous Pettifer, who's had a very good season.
Good work from Polo too, getting it in very quickly. Deep kick as Pettifer kicks Richmond's first of the afternoon. So, Rob, one thing you can certainly say is Richmond have been very efficient when they've gone forward. They've been inside 50 once for a goal.
100%, wasn't it? I like the way that Kane Pettifer did that. Just a nice bit of body work.
Been a change?
Yes, that's the 3rd player, and that's young McGuan, Luke McGuan, coming on to Lacroix. So we thought that might happen. There's a bit of extra height. This is an interesting one. Tambling, the little tiger, he is playing in defence. And that means Banfield, the normal back pocket player for the Eagles, is playing up forward.
The Eagles work it for Polo. Nice mark. And if you're wondering about the name McGuan, yes, he's the cousin of the great Mick McGuan. As Richmond go to half forward, Matthew Richardson couldn't mark. He's got a free though. Or does it go to Johnson? It's going to be taken by Johnson. He's looking to get it moving quickly. He does now. Pettifer's the target. Works his way to the front. Stafford from behind couldn't take the mark. That's a free kick West Coast way for 2. High advantage paid. And Fletcher's away. Kicks to half back. Marked by Rosa. Gives it off to the Brownlow medalist.
Nothing to go to here for Cousins. He kicks towards half forward. Lynch has to make a contest and does, but too terribly outnumbered. Bowden with plenty of time to assess. Kick wasn't great. Put Rains under the pump, but he was good enough to kick towards Richardson, who gathers the ball cleanly. Good handball inside to Patterson. His kick off the side of the boot, although into the pocket. Pettifer makes good no. He dropped the ball as he fell to the ground.
Yeah, free kick trip on Selwood.
Okay, so the ball will come back. Thought for a moment they may have been allowed to play advantage, but not the case. Lazy kick across the ground by Selwood, but Graham's got plenty of time to deliver. The Stengline, 44th game for the Eagles, 150 overall for Tyson Stengline. Staken out. Richmond getting numbers back early. Graham trying to find a way forward. He runs at the defence. Well played over the top. Butler from 55 chips it short. There he is. There he is again, the young man who had his birthday just last week, his 20th birthday, and he has been on fire in the early part. 4 marks coming in for his 6th disposal, and looking to kick goal number 3 from about 45 metres.
He's been lively, hasn't he? Been out in front, been on the lead. The disposal to him has been first class. After he took that mark, turned his back on the man on the mark. I didn't like that. He should turn around so he knows exactly where the mark is.
He's confident, Rob. He's a confident young man. Kicks and misses. Should have turned around to look inside. Well, he's kicked 2 already. He kicked 2 on debut. Hasn't kicked a goal in his 3 games since, but already has 2 in the early stages of this game this afternoon.
Ball moved to the wing by the Tigers. Delidio. Another throw in. Leading position getters Cousins and LaCroix, 6 each for West Coast. Tuck and Rains 4 apiece for the Tigers. Butler was all wrapped up by Hyde. And a bounce. As Cousins has a break.
Yeah, as Cousins has his break. Tivendale off, and Big Simmons, he's gone up there to the goal square. And means Patterson will do the ruck work, and he'll struggle against Cox,
who tried to hack it out of mid-air unsuccessfully. Chaffee tries to split the pack. Great tackle by Stengline, who's an expert at the business. And he's been rewarded with a free kick in game number 150. Tyson Stengline took on the tackler and lost. Stengline, long ball in the direction of LaCroix and Lynch. Seaby was 3rd man up. Doing the roving nicely front centre was Foley. To Patrick Bowden, to Rains, to Joel Bowden. Tigers through the corridor. Good movement of the footy. Patterson pumps it long to a one-on-one contest. Simmons works his way to the front. Picking it up here is Graham. And he goes short and finds Waters. To Stengline, he's got Rosa on the wing, and Rosa receives.
Rosa with time, kicks it inside the corridor. Seaby. Thought about giving it to Judd. Legs the kick across the ground. Fletcher's loose. Fletcher can run to 50. Drop punt is high. Is it straight? It is. West Coast have another. Chad Fletcher, 1 goal, 2 already this afternoon. And the Eagles now lead by 16.7, scoring shots to 1.
And again, lovely kicking skills by the big fella, and that's Seaby this time, who's taken his turn in the ruck. And they just set their forwards up with terrific disposal. 11 forward 50 entries to 4. And LaCroix with his
opponent.
It's his fourth. It's his 4th opponent. Andrew Rains has gone on to LaCroix now.
In 17 minutes.
It's unbelievable, isn't it?
That is amazing. Well, on this performance already, you have to say that young Mark LaCroix has just about booked the spot next week's final.
Well, he's had a terrific 17 minutes, hasn't he? But 4 opponents. He's had White, he's had Chaffee, he's had McGuan, and now he's got Andrew Rains.
4-0 of the centre clearances in favour of West Coast. Make it 5-zip. Stengline kicks the half forward. Fletcher takes the mark, looks to play on quickly, gets it to Rosa, goes inside 50. Rowan Jones can't quite take the mark. LaCroix attacks it again, gets another stat, handles into the pockets of Lynch. Lynch kicks around the corner. Judd lurking in the forward pocket, but can't get there. He was all by himself. Throw in.
Chris Judd, 5 disposals. Cousins, 6.
So a boundary throw in, West Coast.
Yeah, this is where Patterson might struggle with body size like
Lynch
that.
takes it out. Ineffective kick towards Rosa. There was no competition whatsoever, no urgency from the Richmond defence, Rob, at all.
2 players. The captain, Kane Johnson, running with the fly to the ball, expected young McGuan to come. Now McGuan, inexperienced, just didn't go hard enough at the footy, waited and watched. You'll be told.
50 metres, that is just really poor play from the Richmond defence on a couple of notes there. And Matt Rosa will kick a goal from 5 metres. He'll kick the Eagles' 4th goal. Kicks it comfortably. And, well, we'll watch this again, but he just, I'm sure, would have expected some contact. Then umpire Allen talking to Kane Johnson there, and I just wonder whether he just stepped across the mark. Now, here's the Lynch kick, very high. You can see Kane Johnson, Rob, there running back. And McGuan just stayed into the goal square, and to mark unopposed in that part of the ground is unforgivable.
Terry Wallace, coach, would be absolutely filthy with that.
I'll tell you what, young 19-year-old Matt Rosa, who's shown a bit this year, He's having a great start to this game. He's got 8 disposals already, Rob.
And it's been the players like Rosa, Lacroix and also Butler, the unsung second type tier players of the Eagles that have really done the job.
All the young men hungry for a spot in the finals team next week. Seaby got the first hands on the ball. Spills to Roach. Got rid of the Waters tackle and puts it inside 50. No mark paid. Chick knocks up beautifully to Hunter. Now Stengline chips to the wing. And it's Rosa again for disposal number 9.
I'll tell you something else, boys. McRae's got another opponent.
No, not 5.
He's gone back to white. So we'll go back to plan A.
This could be a world record. Waters in 2 minds. He stepped over the line. And we'll have a throw in. So Waters will come off. Coming on the Selwood. Cousins is back in the action.
And there's Lacroix, and his opponent is White, who started on him, Matthew White. So that's 5 different opponents that he's had.
Seaby,
twice.
The Sisal leader, Banfield to Fletcher. Jones just over his head. He runs back onto it. Rowan Jones can kick a goal, and he misses. He was in the clear, Rob, and still wanted to kick it across the body.
He put it on the angle, didn't he?
He just needed to straighten up. He was already straight. But he blazed away, then a bad miss there from Rowan Jones.
Long kick in finds McGuan, who is the late inclusion for Cracker. Kicks to Richardson, bounced off the chest. Spills to Stengline. Got plenty of support here. Staker. Gives it over to Armstrong. He puts it back inside 50. They all stand and watch. Jones it finally goes. Got it to Fletcher. Quick snap into the pocket. Lacroix's there. Lynch is there. And Lynch can't take the mark. Lacroix kicks. A quick snap. Oh, he's got another one, has he? It's shaved the post.
Hit the stick.
Just shaved the post. He is on fire, Mark Lacroix. He's got 2 goals too.
Geez, Ashley Sampy's going to be dirty watching this.
Oh, he was.
I tell you what.
Just shaved the back of the post.
Yeah, the back of the post.
I reckon it's hit the stick holder on.
It has. He's had 7 inside 50 disposals, and we're only 22 minutes into the game.
Quite remarkable as White clears for Richmond. Great kick onto the chest of Pettifer. Tigers need to find a couple of goals from somewhere. Drives it long, sits it on top of Matthew Richardson and Stafford. Stafford, third man in row.
Should be 50, Chris.
Taking the mark, 35 from goal.
Well, he's been slam dunked after he marked it.
Good stuff this from Pettifer, getting it in quickly. It was 2-on-2, Richardson and Stafford. And here's the dump. No, we just missed it there. And, yep, you're right. Should have been 50 metres to Stafford. No need for Hunter to do that. So Greg Stafford from 40 metres kicks across the face. And he won't be too happy with that in his last game of AFL football. One behind only to the Tigers.
Kick in finds Selwood. He goes to half-back and finds Armstrong.
Perfect conditions for football, and West Coast giving us an exhibition on just terrific kicking, short or long. They really punch him hard.
Again, a switch to the fat side to Banfield, who finds Fletcher. He's had plenty of it early. This is touch number 9 for him. There's a lead from Judd ignored. He goes sideways back to Banfield.
Good play this, because if they get it in the middle corridor, the forwards can lead to either pocket.
Cousins back to Banfield again. He'll load up on the left. A thumping kick into the pocket. Staker's there. McGuan. And they'll concede the rush behind the Tigers. Stafford off for a break in his last game of AFL football. 4-7 plays 1-1.
So Joel Bowden at fullback. No one within 10 metres of the goal square, so he likes to kick to himself and shovel it over the top to Roach. Short kick to Tambling's okay. So Richard Tambling at half-back for Richmond. Long lead provided by Simmons, and it was a good kick. So Simmons will kick from centre wing, but not much flow in the Richmond game at the moment. Very stop-start. Tambling, good running. Gets it back from Simmons. Now he's got a loose player over the top, but Foley's in real trouble, but he gets it back to Simmons. The handball was a bit too slick, and numbers went out. Banfield did it beautifully. Glass, Staker in defence. Dangerous kick across the ground, but Hunter makes it good, and he marks strong. He's got runners to his outside. Fletcher, check. Outpaces Schultz. Wants to give it back here to Fletcher, and does. Advantage called. Fletcher on the non-dominant side. Support kick straight to Bowden, who read it well.
Another lost opportunity there for West Coast as the Tigers run it out of defence. Rains, one of the rising star favourites, a couple of ounces. Kicks to the 50. From the side was Schultz. Eagles have the numbers. Brett Jones sweeping. Ball over to Fletcher. And now Lynch, a long way from home. Thumps it long to Cox. Cox has got the set. Oh, good effort in the end by Deledio. Terrific effort to get a hand on it and force it through for a point.
Certainly outsized there, Brett Deledio. Did a great job, McGuan. Now Deledio's got it at half-back for the Tigers, waiting for something to happen for him. Richardson leads. He decides to run and give. Tuck drives it long towards Tambling, who's got to beat a couple. Fist, a dangerous one back inside the corridor. Richardson did very well. Kane Johnson, Pettifer, good little give to Hyde. Good tackle by Chicken, Staker in turn. Foley, tackled by Judd. Chick, gee, they're working well the West Coast. Fletcher, now Cousins. Yep. Lynch is loose at half forward. Now Butler was all by himself, but Lynch decides to kick to the goal square. Seaby going back. Yep. Good protection provided there by Armstrong, and Seaby will kick from 25 metres.
Just terrible organisation out there by the Richmond Tigers. For the last 3 minutes, Quinton Lynch has been out on the wing, hasn't had an opponent. Seaby dropped back to the goal square, so Joel Bowden took Seaby. Quinton Lynch was sitting out on the wing. He's had 3 disposals in the last 3 minutes. Bowden was back there screaming out for someone to come back and help him, and what we've seen here is going to cost Richmond a goal.
It does indeed. Seaby kicks his first of the afternoon. So the West Coast machine, they've been stung into action by their heavy loss last week to Fremantle, and gee, they're just dominating every aspect of this game this afternoon. As we look at the Lynch kick come in, and it was a big job there for White. Roll had to beat a couple, and Seaby was able to finish it very well.
Well, they're still not organised, Richmond. The 2 big fellas are back in the goal square.
Have a look at this for a domination, boys. 109 disposals to 58. Amazing. And Chad Fletcher is leading the way. He's got 13. There should be another couple of goals at least in front, West Coast.
Just a domination. But finally, Patrick Bowden's gone back to help his brother out on the 2 giant Eagles.
Howard, the young rookie for the Tigers, gets the ball. Simmons has got a loose man on the southern stand side. This is Polo. Funny looking bouncing style. It was effective, and again he overcooked the kick to Richardson. It's the second time Richo's been free, but poor passing. Now Chick got dacked as he kicked. Finds Hunter. Now Butler.
Clever.
Oh, their skills are great, West Coast. Rosa. He's at disposal number 10 now. Around the corner kick is good to Rowan Jones. Eagles on the attack again. A long kick to guess who?
8 marks to 2 inside attacking 50 in favour of the Eagles.
LeCras with seconds remaining goes the long option. CB! Not quite.
Almost a mark.
Almost.
Terrific body work, and we've got a target down. This is probably the best quarter of field kicking that I've seen by a team this year. I think it's Joel Bowden who's down.
Yeah, he's got an elbow, an errant elbow into Joel.
Yeah, perhaps was his kicking, because he could have had 4 or 5 goals in the opening quarter. But he looks like a real talent up there, and a great compliment, if you like, to Quinton Lynch with his size and strength.
Joel Bowden's okay, which is good to see as we go down to Andy Martin.
He's got about half a kilo of cotton wool stuck up his hooter to start the second quarter with quarters. That's how they've stopped the blood flowing from Joel Bowden's nose. They were the 2 head knocks in the first quarter. He and Kane Johnson. They sustained, though, the only minor injuries in the quarter. It's not until you get down here and see how hard these West Coast Eagles run, Wolsey and Chriso. They are a machine. Ben Cousins is covering miles all over the joint. Greg Tivendale is going to be a very, very happy man when this afternoon's over.
I think if you're the West Coast coaching staff, you'd be happy that some fresh blood is showing the way. We talk of Rosa, and of course LeCras. Butler's another, and of course Cousins and Judd and Fletcher are playing particularly well, but some of the younger ones, they're certainly putting their hand up.
Second quarter underway, Eagles by 31. Tuck, a rare clearance outside the centre square, but he only goes as far as Chick.
Chick now playing half-back flank on Kane Pettifer.
So handball off to Waters, who chips it wide. The mark taken by Tyson Stingline. Centre wing. Gee, they were super impressive, the Eagles. Opening quarter. Stingline, Butler, very good early. Kicks to a central location towards half forward. Out comes LaCroix again. He takes a wonderful mark. Under great pressure from a couple of Tigers. He turns and kicks into the pocket, and the mark's comfortably taken down there by Stephen Armstrong. He has been absolutely superb, this young man, Mark LaCroix. Have a look at this mark, Rob.
It's a good mark. This is his best. Under real pressure there. It was, again, a good kick, though, because it gave the leading forward every chance. It was out in front of him. LaCroix taken 5 marks inside 50.
Armstrong kicks a goal for the Eagles. They're 6th. So they've started this second quarter the way they started the match, in dominant fashion, and an early goal. Gee, it's going to make it tough here for the Tigers to try and work their way back into it.
Butler kick out in space. Excellent. Nathan Brown looking on rather sadly. Conklin again. Now that's the centre bounce. That's the forward line for the West Coast Eagles. There are 8 Eagles players in their forward line. Richmond have gone one-on-one with them.
And they lead by a whopping 37 points. Judd, the clearance to half forward. Cut off by Delidio, who's off. 2 bounces. He's got Simmons on. He wants to go to him, but he goes to Johnson instead. Back to Delidio, exciting play. Now he pops it over the top to Simmons. The big man can load up, but he misses and misses badly in the end. Out on the full. Nevertheless, it was a promising build-up for the Tigers.
Hunter delivers to Cox. Got blistering speed, Brett Delidio. Played this most of this game at half-back, Rob.
Well, he's played most of the last 6 weeks at half-back. Terry Wallace giving Delidio experience there, and I think that's a good thing.
Cox beyond the wings, handling. Good ball handling, or dubious looking handball though, straight to Graham of West Coast. Good tackle from Patrick Bowden. Tambling back on top of the football and earns himself a free kick. Much to the delight of the Tiger fans. And they're getting a real treat, Tiger fans, this afternoon, watching their team play in September. Kick across in towards Simmons. Simmons, Delidio again running hard. McGuan couldn't quite handle it. It wasn't a great handball. Tivendale, look out, you're gone. And Armstrong should be rewarded with the free kick. Doesn't need to be because it's advantage. His cousin kicks it to Fletcher and they're away again.
Fletcher, look at this. Just loose men everywhere for West Coast. Staker loads up with a thumping kick into the pocket. Couldn't find LaCroix on this occasion, and Rains wins out. We'll go to half-back and find Polo. Pops one over the top. So one of the 2 Tigers playing their last game of AFL football this afternoon. Mark Chaffee to the wing, Pettifer.
The first time in 4 minutes in this quarter, the 2 ruckmen are together. We talk of Cox and Simmons. For the best part of the 4 minutes, they've been 100 metres apart.
The Eagles have got a loose man back in Stengline. There he is. Couldn't quite take the mark. Well done by Waters. Just backed himself and had to beat a couple of Tigers. Took the gamble and it paid off handsomely. Well played by Waters. As he kicks to the wing and he finds Graham. Not much sting in the crowd here. It's obviously predominantly a Richmond crowd and haven't found any voice at all. Shell shots.
Big problem with this Richmond backline is that they're not tall enough to combat the Eagle forwards.
Rosa to Armstrong, who marks inside attacking 50. And Stephen Armstrong, what a great story. His is elevated this year off the rookie list.
Free kick, Rizzo in the goal square, holding by a Richmond player.
LaCroix's got it, I think.
Gift goal.
Against Rains, is it?
Yes.
Going to LaCroix.
Let's have a look at it here. Blocking the run. Does he hold him up? Holds the jumper. A pull of the jumper. You saw the jumper stretch. Not much in it, but you know that they will penalise that.
You would never have got a game, Chris.
Well, I tell you what, this kid will get plenty of games. In fact, it's going to Armstrong.
Coming downfield.
Okay, so Armstrong will kick from point-blank range for his second of the quarter. And he pops it through. Eagles further in front.
Gee, I thought they would have gone
to the player
being held. But
Well,
I'll have to...
Martin McGrath has been robbed. He's set up 2 goals now for Stephen Armstrong at the start of this quarter. And just from point-blank range, he's able to pop it through. So this is getting a little ugly now.
Terry Wallace going off his head in the coach's box. He'd be so disappointed. His team's played really well. There again is the Eagles forward line. There are 8 Eagles forwards inside that forward 50. Richmond going one-on-one. Virtually no one out on the wings.
Well, they came here with high hopes this afternoon. The Tigers are causing an upset. They have been blown out of the water by the premiership favourites. Long way to go in this game, though.
The 2 things that stand out, I reckon, at this stage, the pressure that the Eagles have put on, their fierce with their tackling and their superior foot skills.
Simmons against Cox. Third man up was Tuck. Another stalemate, so another bounce. Leading possession getters so far, Fletcher 14, Roser 11 for West Coast, while for the Tigers 8 to Rains and 7 each to Tuck and Joel Bowden. Cousins beautifully roved, superb stuff. Fed it out to Selwood. Back to Cousins. And he sweeps the handball to Chick, who right in the middle of the MCG pumps it long. It's a thumping kick. Lynch from a long way back, almost took a good mark. He's over the top of it and we'll have a bounce.
Well, they've even got Graham playing up forward now, the West Coast Eagles. So there's Graham, who's taller than his opponent, Staker, who's taller than his opponent, and Lynch, who's monstering over Joel Bowden.
Cox the tap. Howart's in there. Good strong work. Got it to Chaffee. Simmons throws the ball on the boots of the wing. And the kicks come off. Taken by White. Oh, had a bounce, then lost it. Good chasing by Braun. But the umpire's penalised him for a high tackle.
So the free kick to White. Good play from Wyldge. Looks a little groggy, but kicks into the pocket, and well done. Good work from Kane Johnson, just drifting inside, attacking 50. And Matthew White, good aggressive play there as he and Chick get involved off the ball. An angry young man
recovering, and Chick just came in and laid a bit of a bump, nothing much in it.
And Kane Johnson, in the meantime, drifted inside, attacking 50. So here's the captain with an opportunity to kick Richmond's second goal. Needs to take it. Drop punt is a good one, and he pops it through. So the Tigers have their second. Richmond have their second goal 12 times inside attacking 50 compared to West Coast 22 times. There's the high tackle by Braun. And good stuff from White, getting to his feet quickly and shoveling it over the top to Kane Johnson.
This just gives you a good idea of the height of the Eagles forwards. That's Martin Chaffee on right of screen. Now, he's a back pocket player, but he's been forced to play on Staker. And Staker's head and shoulders above him. All the Eagles forwards much bigger than their Tiger opponents. Andy Kellaway, just what you needed in this game.
Fletcher's handball missed the target. Pouncing was Pettifer. High ball inside 50. Fist came from Hunter. Tambling. Fed it out to Schultz. Howart's under the pump. He's run down. Is he driven into the ground? Umpire said play on. Good call. And now Chick's away from West Coast with a helicopter drop punt to the wing. And it's good enough to find Cousins. Cousins short. And his kick finds Graham, who was a big lump of a lad.
He's a big lad. He's playing on Patrick Bowden.
Now Butler. Into the pocket. And good pack mark taken by White, who's obviously recovered from that heavy knock a couple of minutes ago.
Short. Tuck. Simmons dangerous. Cox was closing, but Simmons is able to take it at half back. She's had a fantastic year. Troy Simmons, probably favourite to take Richmond's best and fairest. Certainly in line for all-Australian selection as he kicks short. The mark's taken by Hyde.
Matthew Richardson playing as a centre-half forward. Schultz back in the goal square. And Big Richo yet to take a mark. Last week he took 19.
Polo. There's Schultz offering a lead. He decides to kick long towards Tamblin, who has got his opponent out position. Ball to the back. And well done by Chick getting back to assist, knocking it through for a rush behind.
Well, Big Richo just glaring at Polo, saying, "You've kicked a wobbly torpedo to the shortest bloke in the Richmond forward line. What about me?"
Lynch marks at half back. A thumping kick, and that is, look how hard Hunter has worked from the back pocket to get up there and receive. That is great stuff.
They work hard. How long was the kick? It was a pass. 65-metre pass.
Hunter back to Fletcher, who's having his 16th possession. Into the pocket. Armstrong split the beans. 50 out from West Coast goal. All the emotion being taken out of this crowd as we have a look at the matchups as they exist at the moment.
Jamie Graham at half forward for the Eagles. Old Cox, great tap into the path of Judd. He couldn't quite control it, so Cox goes again. Braun, well done. Fletcher, kick smothered. Well done by White, who's having a good quarter. Handball through towards Roach. White getting back involved in on top of Cox, but we'll get another bounce.
They look after each other, the Eagles. We've just seen, while Hunter took that mark up forward, Stenglein dropped back to get onto Richo. Now Stenglein's left Richo and has pushed towards this contest, but they just cover for each other. So
here comes Matthew now. Gets an accommodating bounce. Kicks straight into Hunter. Gets a second chance though. Takes his time. Handball not effective, although it ends up in the lap of tackle. Handballs it to umpire Allen. Now Kane Johnson. Kick didn't quite get to Pettiford, but he brushes aside Selwood off to the run of Delidio, who wants to kick a goal himself. No, Big Richo. Oh, he's run down by Chick. Free kick. And the Eagles advantage paid. Hunter, Rosa, out wide, Cox in good position, and he takes the mark on the wing. Nothing going right for the Tigers.
It's absolute comedy cages for Richmond at the moment. Selwood kicks a long ball, looks for Armstrong, getting back in the hole. It was White, and now it spills to Joel Bowden. He didn't like the treatment from Staker. Oh, Bowden and Staker off the ball. Bowden didn't like the treatment after he released the ball. Umpire comes in and breaks that up. Hyde at half forward for Richmond. A long centering kick into the hot spot. Richardson's there. A big fist came from Graham. And the spoils go to Fletcher. West Coast out of trouble again.
Kick into the path of Braun. Doesn't get a great bounce. So the numbers with the Tigers. Polo. Stafford in good position. And he takes a strong mark. 40 from goal. And at least in the last 3 or 4 minutes, Rob, Richmond have been able to get some ascendancy in the midfield.
Here's the tug handball straight into umpire Brett Allen, and after that the Richmond supporters booed the umpire. I don't know why. I think they're just frustrated because their team's struggling so much.
Gee, skills umpire Allen weren't great, were they? Kick across towards Simmons, and Simmons will kick from directly in front. Certainly not to the level of umpire Peter Carey.
So to say, where's umpire Carey?
Well, he marked superbly at Subiaco Oval a few years ago, but umpire Allen just needs to get his touch right. Troy Simmons will kick from directly in front.
Reflexes are gone. He's in his late 30s.
Is he going to be All-Australian ruckman, Rob?
He's certainly in contention for it, quarters, no doubt about that. He's had a very good season. There's also Dean Cox, wonderful season. Brendan Lade's had a terrific year.
19-3 from set shots. Troy Simmons, his kicking for goal has been superb all year.
All-Australian team selected on Tuesday. Won't be announced for a while, though.
Rising star on Wednesday.
Who's your tip for that?
Hotly contested medal this year. I like Daniel Pearce. You're a judge, though, Rob.
Well, he's had a great season, but gee, there's at least half a dozen who would be worthy.
Shaw from Collingwood, Rains from Richmond. There's plenty.
Mark Murphy.
Yeah, Mark Murphy, who unfortunately got himself injured halfway through the season. But he was probably the standout in the first half of the year. Graham for West Coast. Short to Braun. Have to be good here. He is. Clean hands to Judd. He's been pretty quiet by his lofty standards so far. Disposal number 8 into the middle to Rowan Jones. To the run of Stengline. Inside 50. Armstrong has it fisted away. Has another crack at it. He's tackled by White. Coming away with the ball is Foley. Give and go to Johnson. Now Foley to Patrick Bowden. He's run down. Richmond have the numbers though. Rains. Good handball. Over to Hyde. Now on the left boot. Richo's one out. He'll get this one.
Yeah, good kick.
Better movement from the Tigers. Good kick. And Richo will line up directly in front. 35 out.
Bit of run and risk off the half-back line. A series of quick handballs back themselves. This is the way Richmond's played over the last one. This is a really nice kick. Just pulls it back with that left boot into the corridor. Richo knows how his teammate can kick on that left boot. And he positioned himself well. Came back. Hunter, once he saw the flight of the football coming into the corridor, he knew he had no chance.
First kick of the afternoon for Matthew Richardson. He's got 43 goals, 37 for the season. Converting at 54%. Missed it, and Hunter tells him all about it too on the way past. Much better kicking from 50, isn't he, Rob?
He is. That's when he kicks right through the footy and kicks the 55 metres. From about 30 metres out, he tends to poke at it.
Rosa inside to Waters. And he kicks further across the ground. Over the head this time is Selwood, but they've got plenty of time. Tigers have got 2 spare players back inside defensive 50 here trying to cut the flow of the Eagles. As Seaby gives it to Hunter, he chips it wide. Fletcher's got to go back bravely, and he does, and he marks deep in the forward pocket.
Hunter, who got that ball to Fletcher, is Matthew Richardson's opponent. Now Hunter just took off, and unfortunately Richo just wasn't prepared to run hard to cover him. And now, whilst we've got this pause in play, Hunter's coming to the interchange bench. He'll be replaced by Glass.
Marks inside 50, 12-6 in favour of the Eagles. Fletcher from the pocket. Kicks at his second, but pulls it right across the face. So another behind to West Coast.
1 goal 3 to Chad Fletcher. He's up to 18 possessions. Howard, short. To Joel Bowden. Over to Rains.
Richo's free because Glass hasn't had a chance to get to him.
Good mark on the wing, taken by White. He's shown quite a bit in this second turn, Matt White. He's off. Runs the lines. Kicks into the pocket. Oh, he's finishing his paw. It's cut off by Chick. He wastes no time as he finds Seaby on defensive 50 on the members' side. Over to Rosa. Kick to the wing. To Rowan Jones. He finds Lynch.
He might make the distance.
He's 85 from goal.
I'll have a look at it.
Here's a monster kick, though. Kicks it to a dangerous hot spot. And inside from the side was Butler, but standing firm. Good mark taken by Patrick Bowden.
50.
And 50 metres. So Patrick Bowden we brought up into the centre of the MCG. Good mark. Had to stand underneath the football, wait for it.
Judd coming off for a break.
Yes, and Kane Johnson coming off with him. So if Judd's off, Johnson's off.
Staker back on for the Eagles. So Patrick Bowden in the centre. Margin 35 points. The biggest lead was out at 43. So Richmond, the last few minutes have done okay. It was a push there. No umpire, Allen says. Spills to Staker. Good handball. Kept his head. Stengline. Butler. Been very good, Butler. Couple of bounces. Got Rowan Jones to his outside if he wants to use him. Decides to pass instead. He does it well under the chest of Mark Lecraft, who has been a little quiet in the last 5 or 6 minutes. Here's the push. Well, that's a free kick, I reckon.
I would have thought so.
So here he is, the young man. 20 last week. He's taken 7 marks, coming in for his 11th disposal. He's kicked 2 goals too. Kicked 8 playing for West Perth last week in the WAFL and deserved his elevation into this Eagles side. Kicking at his 3rd. He misses again, so he's had some opportunities. 2 goals, 3.
17 scoring shots to 6. Stengline does the spoiling as West Coast get it back broad. Got a range of options. Decides to go the handball to Banfield. Now Staker shows a great turn of speed and kicks towards goal, but just misses to the right. doing as they please, West Coast. There's Big Lynch.
Yeah, Big Lynch. They're giving him a run in the ruck every now and again, which I think is really good tactics, because the big fella needs to be freed up. He's such a thumping long kick. It's worthwhile getting him there, even if he only gets a couple of big boomers.
Hyde got it to Polo, but his handball wasn't great. Bowden back to Hyde. They've got numbers. They're swarming through the centre here. Richmond. Tibendale's kicked at Richardson. He couldn't hold on. And Glass is able to mop up. And he gave it quickly to Stingline. His kick ineffective. Polo sweeps it wide. Tambling. Chance here for the Tigers. This time the kick is better. And the mark is taken by Pettifer. And some treatment there from Daniel Chick.
Well, I'd like to see that, because as soon as the ball in his hands, I reckon a fist hit the back of this bloke's neck. And Daniel Chick makes you earn them. Richmond fans not happy. Pettifer pointing and saying, well, what about? No, I don't think it was a fist, in fairness, but it was certainly a slap around the back of the neck.
So Kane Pettifer has kicked one from 50. Out to the right and through for a behind. So Kane Pettifer this afternoon, his return so far, 1 goal 2, 1 goal 1.
Short kick in finds Stengline. He kicks to the wing. Rowan Jones. Take the mark. Doing the sporting there was White. So an excellent second quarter. Brawl. Back to Stengline at half back. Over to Brett Jones. Now Banfield, the veteran. 32 years of age. Kicks to the 50. Oh, that was a push out to the crowd. No, I'll let that one go too. That's consistent call. Foley to Reigns. Now Howard's going to be quick. Not a good handball though as Armstrong wins it back for West Coast. Weight of numbers winning out here. Oh, here's a chance for Lynch. He can run on and kick a thumper from 48. Quentin Lynch goes bang. There's the half century to Quentin Lynch for season 2006. And they just had weight of numbers in the corridor, Rob.
Yes, just once they got that ball, it was just rebound football at its best, just a swarm of numbers. Just nice little side step there by Quentin Lynch. He didn't play in last year's grand final, and I thought the Eagles made a mistake by not playing him. But he's one player who's definitely improved over the last 12 months. And we see Tyson Stengline there, bent over. Game number 150. Of course, he started with the Adelaide Crows. He's a fine footballer, very good at just putting the brakes on the opposition's gun midfielders.
Johnson towards half forward, and it's all Eagles at the 4. Banfield over to Chick, and his short kick is effective. Mark taken by Stengline. They're off and running again here, the Eagles. Tyson Stengline, good support from his captain Judd. Forced to kick high, but they've got some tall targets down there. Lynch couldn't take it at the fall. Armstrong couldn't quite handle the first opportunity. Now he's got it, can turn it to the right, but gives it to Butler. Left foot snap. He's way offline, through for a behind. And of course, Quentin Lynch kicking his 50th goal just a few moments ago. Only 4 other Eagles to do it. Glendinning, Matera, Sumich, and there's one other, Scott Cummings.
Yes.
Well, Dean Cox in picture. The big fella's playing at full forward now. You said they've got some big targets, Chriso. They certainly have. They've got Quentin Lynch and Cox in the goal square. Seavey doing the ruck work. It's a nice trio of big men to be able to mix and match as you like.
Mark at halfback. This guy's shown plenty in this quarter. Rob, Matt White got a heavy knock and got up and got on with it.
What I like about him, he's got real pace, and Terry Wallace has encouraged him to use it at every opportunity.
Taken in the pre-season draft was Matt White. Only 19 years of age. And the man playing his last game is Mark Chaffee. Only 29, Rob, finishing pretty early.
Yes, he's been knocked around with injuries over the last few years, particularly this year with groin injuries. Really hasn't been able to get himself going.
Oh, they're mucking around with it here, the Tigers. They're going to pay a price, I reckon. Judd fed it out. Lynch might go again, and Quentin Lynch has popped another one through. Oh, this is ugly for Richmond. Ugly for Richmond, but beautiful for West Coast. They are just dominating this match.
Got to have a look at what Chris Judd did there. Now, he has just burrowed the ball out to set up that goal for the West Coast Eagles. It was just terrific. determined, aggressive, smart football by Chris Judd, and half a dozen of his teammates ran to him when Lynch put the goal through to acknowledge his effort. And just have a look at this. Have a look at the work of Judd.
Dubious looking handball, I reckon. Oh.
More or less a throw, but he just scooped it from underneath Kane Johnson and kept that football alive. Poor old Terry Wallace, he just wonders what's hit him, because his team has been going along pretty well, but they haven't played anyone with the class of this West Coast Eagles side.
Minute left in the half. Cousins burst from the centre square, kicks it low and hard out wide. Lynch back towards full forward. Handball back to Cousins. Back to Lynch. Just playing with Richmond at the moment. Lynch, thumping kick to the top of the goal square. Cox got hand to it, couldn't take it. Almost crumbed it. Armstrong still got it. Jones.
Free kick to Armstrong.
Suffering in danger, no, to Armstrong, who was slung. And 50. And 50 metres, so Stephen Armstrong will kick his third goal of the quarter. And Dean Polo protesting. Let's look at this again. There's the high tackle from Polo. So Stephen Armstrong will kick his third of the quarter for West Coast. And Dean Polo remonstrates, but I think it was there, Rob.
Yeah, so over the shoulder, no doubt about that. You see he's got the footy there. It's just a reckless tackle by Polo. And then he kicks the ball away. That's why they took Armstrong to the front of the goals. That was a 50-metre penalty. In effect, it was only 5 metres, but undisciplined football by the young Tiger, who's had a pretty good season.
Ben Cousins having a break. This is why the 50-metre penalty was awarded. There's the free, and then Polo just hacks it away out of disgust. It is a 55-point ball game in favour of West Coast. What a warm-up for the September action. We'll host a home final next week. They win, they're straight through to the preliminary final. Simmons works it forward for Richmond. Richardson just beautifully nudged under the ball by Glass. That was very cleverly done. Pettifer working hard. Got it out to Howard, who's kicking to the pocket, is marked by Deledio. What a shot at goal.
Richmond's last 3 games at half-time, they've been 14 goals, 13 goals and 10. With just seconds left in the half today, they're aiming for goal number 3. Just underlying the dominance of West Coast this afternoon.
So kick right on the siren, Brett Deledio. And he's missed it. So what a great half from West Coast. Absolutely dominated the match.
In his second half. Back to you, boys.
Thanks, Andy. Well, the Uze mark was good, but I still reckon Brad Alton's was better, boys, at the Sydney's Telstra Stadium. What do you reckon?
Yes, I'm with you, Quarters.
I saw the Uze mark last week down at Geelong, and I literally jumped out of my seat.
So we start this third quarter, and it is the West Coast Eagles by 54 points. There's the champ, Cousins, over to Fletcher. Disposal number 20. Deep into West Coast attacking territory. Lacroix there again. Polo was desperate. Got it over to Rain. Stripped of the ball by Lynch. Quick snap by Butler. And the Eagles are away in the third quarter. It's a 10-goal game now.
Quite incredibly, in each of the minutes, opening minute of each quarter, they've kicked a goal inside a minute. Quite remarkable.
Let's have a look at the work of Lynch here. Just gets that big left duke out with a glove on it and able to free the ball up.
So, great start to West Coast. Lacroix kicked one inside the first minute in the opening quarter. Then it was Armstrong's turn in the second, and now Butler in the third. They've got away to some flyers. Cox, gee, that's a great tap to Stengline, to Cousins. He was scragged by Deledio. Deledio down to Cousins. Good footy. Stengline. Now Judd. Deledio still on his haunches. Out wide to Cox. Cox now from centre wing. Probing kick towards Jones, who picks it up. Well done. Off to Rosa. Hard up against the line. Back to Rowan Jones. 60 from goal. Chips it back to a central location. Staker comes. Gee, great courage shown there by Howard going back to the footy. and the Tigers win out. Rains gets it to Tivendale over towards Foley, and the Tigers out of trouble for the moment.
Delidio's up. He's okay. Staker still down off the ball. Doesn't look too flash either.
No, he's not well at all.
They're calling for the trainer as Richmond go inside 50. Front and centre was Daniel Chick. Mops up for West Coast. Kicks to the wing and finds Stengline. Staker is still down, so this could be a significant moment. He's one of the more valuable players for West Coast. Stengline in the midfield. Just chips it sideways and finds Rosa.
Just bending over at the moment. The best result is that he's just winded, but there he is there.
Judd works his way to 50, loads up at the punt road end, and Chris Judd has kicked the goal. And Staker is in a bad way, and he is being carried off. Let's have another look at the incident again.
He just had his legs taken from under him.
Tell you what, his right wrist and right forearm, the way that landed too.
But they're not working on it, are they, Michael?
No,
so it looked bad, didn't it?
Okay, but
he tried to get to his feet quarters moments after he had that collision with the turf, and he seemed to collapse. It might be a minor concussion, I reckon.
I saw that too, Andy. I think you're right. Encouraged by the young Tiger, Cameron Howard, to go back with the fight of the ball.
Done that a couple of times this afternoon as Staker trudges from the ground. Now, play will be restarted. 2 early goals in this third quarter for the Eagles. Simmons gets it down this time. Well done by Foley. Couldn't get his kick away though. Hyde missed it. Chick. Good strength. Selwood. Tried to get it out wide. Well tackled by Deledio. Numbers though with the Eagles. Cox Banfield sweeps the handball wide to Butler, who's been very good. Now Selwood. Hyde gives chase. Look out, Selwood. You're gone. Great chase from Chris Hyde, and he earns the free kick. And he'll take it at half back. Foley looking to take advantage, but the free kick will come back to Hyde.
Well, Chris Judd started this quarter in the midfield. He's now gone to full forward. That's his opponent, Rains.
Rains has run down. Eagles will get it back. Butler again. Good tackle by White. Forces the spill. Howard in heavy traffic. Bangs the ball on the boot, but only as far as Daniel Chick at half back. Gets it moving quickly to Fletcher. He's number 22. And he finds Braun. Quick handball to Rowan Jones. Now he's going to load up. It's a good mark though. So Joel Bowden wasn't paid. Play on, says the umpire. Quick snap to the tip of the goal square. Judd's got to beat about 4. And he might have done it. No. Umpire said play on. Now Jones. Handballs backwards to Butler, who might get another one this quarter. He does. Oh, they are doing what they like, West Coast.
The efforts of Chris Judd in a couple of contests there were just unbelievable. Here he gets the ball out, he keeps it alive. Watch this, he's up on his feet. He thinks he might have even marked that.
It wasn't 15, I think that was the problem.
He then gets the handball out, and eventually the Eagles kick a goal. Chris Judd, you are a superstar. Chris Judd's effort here, scoops it out, gets on his feet, almost marks this, gets a fist on it, grabs it in, secures it, gets the quick handball out.
He was 1 on 4 there.
Just unbelievable football. It is a pleasure to be able to come and watch him play. 72 points, the margin in favour of the Eagles. And, well, Richmond looked like finishing the season the way they started. They were thumped by 115 points by the Bulldogs in round 1. Tambling, trying to get something happening as he kicks towards half-forward. Richardson out on the lead as marked. I've been surprised that he's played out at centre-half forward and not closer to goal, given he kicked 9 last week, Rob. Yes, I think he's just hungry to get the foot. He just hasn't been coming in. That's a poor kick by him. He tried to get Stafford set up. I think that's the problem, Chris, that they just haven't had the ball into their forward 50 enough, so Richo's thought, I've got to go out and meet the ball.
Butler got it to Selwood. Rowan Jones not quite. Off hands to Patrick Bowden. So the Tigers a chance here. Patrick Bowden. Short option is Hyde. 60 from goal. Chris Hyde decides to take on the defence. Runs to 40. Drop punt. He's closed through. Well done, Chris Hyde. Good aggressive running there, firstly by Bowden, and then Hyde deciding to take on the defence, Dean Cox, and he did it in great fashion, and it was a wonderful finish, something we haven't seen too much from the Tigers this afternoon. There's Dean Cox going to him, and he's able to get around him just steady on the left boot and make sure of Richmond's third goal.
And because the West Coast Eagles have the game under control, they can afford to do this, and that is leave Chris Judd up there in the goal square and let young Butler have opportunity in at the centre bounces.
Eagles by 11 goals. Cox to the wing. Selwood attacks it. And Cousins is good enough. Well, he's got Seavey on sideways. He chips to him, so now he can load up. Mark Seavey. Plenty of time to decide what to do with it. Kicks to the corridor, the hot spot. Armstrong can't mark. Rowan Jones is in there, so is Delidio. Fed it out to Rains. Ambitious handball came off though to Chaffey. Now Kane Johnson over to Polo, and the Tigers run it out of defence.
Tivendale at half-back. Well done by Polo. Bought him some time. Oh, gee, it was an ordinary kick at the feet of Pettifer. Turnover, Selwood. Well done again by Butler. It's been very good. Daniel Chick senses a goal, runs to 50, kicks to the top of the square all by himself. It's Mark LeCroix.
He was going to bomb away. It was Daniel Chick.
He had it written all over his face, but he saw the target in the pocket, Rob.
He just pulled the kick in the end. 7 marks inside 50 to this young fella with the football, and it is just a wonderful performance by Mark LeCroix.
Well, he's kicked 2 goals, 3. He's had plenty of opportunities. Needs to make the most of them. Just to stamp his good work. He kicks his 3rd. So 3 goals, 3 for Mark LeCroix, playing game number 5, and he's timed his run absolutely superbly into this West Coast Eagles side as we get into September.
And Daniel Chick, I really like Daniel Chick as a player. He's hard and he's tough. He plays for the team. He does the sacrificial acts week in, week out. Got a big job today. He's playing on the dangerous Kane Pettifer, taking the honours there.
Well, they're shell-shocked, the Tigers. West Coast by 12 goals. Simmons the tap. In there is Tambling. Got it to Tivendale. Now Howard kicks to half forward. There's a chance for Simmons. He can knock it over the top. Oh, well done by Graham, but his punch went straight to Tambling, who finishes it off with a goal. Yes, he does. Heavy collision there. Good stuff from Graham, and unfortunately he knocked it straight into the arms of Tambling. And he did the rest. Richard Tambling.
Great work also from Troy Simmons, who tried to knock it on, committed his body for the cause. Great work in that contest from Troy Simmons and Adam Hunter. Not happy with something, just talking to umpire Allen.
He's an angry man, isn't he?
He is an angry man.
He's an angry man, but I like him.
Oh, he's a beauty.
He can play at either end of the ground.
He's the trump card for the Eagles, and they really missed him when he was out injured. Swinging forward at any moment.
Seavey doing the ruck work. That means Cox is down in the goal square with Chris Judd having a spell.
So ball comes out to Chick. Well done. Cousins, who worked hard from the centre to get to the wing. Kick towards half forward. Lynch, but going back. That's a great mark taken by Dean Polo.
Brave.
And he's played some wonderful football at times this year for the Tigers. Great prospect going forward. Patrick Bowden, a great year he's had as well from the wing. White, one of Richmond's best this afternoon, off to Kane Johnson. His kick inside attacking 50. Richardson comes hard with the ball to the back. And it's all Eagles here. Hunter, handball to himself. He'll get an extra stat for that. Out wide to Judd. Just backward of the wing. Clever kick inside to Banfield. Now, fairly open forward line here. Banfield's kick didn't quite get to the target intended. It was Cox, but he's got it. Back towards Armstrong. Armstrong, kick around the body towards a central location. Seavey made it look good, almost. Jones, can he snap with the left boot? He can, but only as much as a poster. So bad luck there to Rowan Jones, but the Eagles just flooding forward in numbers.
Mark taken by Howard. And kicks along the southern stand half-back flank and finds Tivendale, who hits Pettifer on the chest on centre wing. Had a good year, Kane Pettifer. 31 goals for the season. It's been a lean old day for Matthew Richardson, but it hasn't really been his fault. As he kicks inside 50. Oh, getting back with courage.
Yeah. Good work by Butler. Just gets back to help his defenders. Butler playing as a midfielder, but just showing terrific reading of the play and then courage to put his body on the line there to cop that hit.
He found Waters, who kicked it to Seavey. He wobbles one to the wing. Joel Bowden, short. Johnson to Polo. Handball intercepted by the Maestro, and he's away. Goes to half forward, finds Rowan Jones.
Armstrong's free in the pocket.
He is, and he'll receive it now. And look into the goal square. Leclerc is free in the goal square. He turned his back on play, but he'll still get it, or will he? Yes, he does.
And you know who set it up? Chris Judd again with the interception.
What was Leclerc doing all by himself just in the goal square?
Well, I think Armstrong's...
oh, yeah, there it is.
Armstrong's man was... the man in the goal square, Leclerc's man was drawn to Armstrong as he was free in the pocket.
So Mark Leclerc only 15 metres out, kicking for goal number 4.
He just turned in time, didn't he, Stephen Armstrong, Rob?
He did.
What a day he's having. 4 goals to Leclerc. The Eagles bring up the ton. Haven't seen many more one-sided matches than this year, Rob. This is an emphatic display from West Coast.
Well, there was talk through the week that Richmond could, give the Eagles a bit of a fright. I didn't really think that was the case. I just thought that the Eagles had too much to lose. Got beaten last week. They needed to play well here at the MCG. What a perfect way to set themselves up for a good final series.
So the margin now, the biggest of the match, 73 points in favour of West Coast. Tuck, up and under, land inside the centre circle. Tamlin, good little give to Foley. Nathan Foley from outside 50, bombs away to Richardson, who almost took a very good mark. Ball still in, he somehow gets it back to Stafford, who goes.
That is a wonderful play by Matthew Richardson.
Seemingly hopeless position, Matthew Richardson kept persisting, kept the ball in, and was able to hook it back to the goal square, enabling Greg Stafford to kick an easy goal.
It just shows desperation, Richard. Gets a hand on it, bounce. That's a handball. That is wonderful play by Richo.
He was out of the contest initially, it would seem, but...
Well, he just threw himself, didn't he?
Yeah,
and well done, big fella, because not much has gone his way today. He had a day out last week with the 19 marks and 9 goals, but he could play for another 4 or 5 years because he's such a fit athlete. He's into his 30s now, but there's no reason why Richo can't go for another 5 years and be part of Richmond, and I think they will play finals in the next couple of seasons.
Here he is again, taking a sliding mark, Matthew Richardson. Very shortly we're going to have a look at the live ladder. West Coast will, of course, so up top spot now, and Adelaide will finish second. And the big interest is what will happen for the rest of the top 8. Bulldogs, of course, are going to finish an 8th spot, but Melbourne need to win to shore up the double chance. At the moment, they're going down to the Adelaide Crows. So all interest is on 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th spot.
This is the distance that probably suits Richo. Has to kick right through the footy.
Just a point to Matthew Richardson. 2 behinds for Richo this afternoon after 9 goals, 5 last week. Kick in finds Selwood. Sold Richardson a bit of candy. And now goes to half back and hits Seavey on the chest. Mark Seavey to the wing. Rosa. Off to Fletcher. To the 50, and Big Cox has taken the mark, and he is in range.
Well, they've kept Cox deep forward with Chris Judd. We're at the 16.5-minute mark of the third quarter. Fletcher, who started the game up forward for the Eagles, is playing in the midfield now. Butler's getting plenty of midfield run. And I just think it's a nice position for Coach Worsfold to be in, because he can just play his players in the position that he wants and doesn't have to really exert them too much.
Not a good position for Patrick Bowden, who's got to play on Cox. He's giving away about a metre. And he's nailed the goal. Thumping kick.
He is a wonderful kick for a big man.
Oh, his skills are exquisite for a big
Left side, right side.
Look at the difference between he and Patrick Bowden. Here's the live ladder at the moment, and Fremantle up in third spot. And the Demons dropped to 4, so if the results go that way, it is a huge lost opportunity for Melbourne, because they could be surpassed by, well, St Kilda, who play tonight, Collingwood and Sydney.
Yeah.
So that is a live ladder at the moment.
So Dean Cox with his first goal of the afternoon. Wonderful kick from outside 50. Stafford in the rut. Gets it down to tackle, though. He's immediately tackled by Rosa. Foley in hard on top of the football. Butler tackling him, so umpire forced to call for it.
The man who's very busy out there is Wayne Johnson. And there's the Richmond runner, former Carlton captain, premiership player, one of Carlton's very best finals performers, along with Brucey Dool.
The dominator.
Reigns. And as far as Banfield, oh, gee. What a pretty looking handball that, but Graham was able to take it. Stengline, Banfield. This time the kick, a very good one. Sets Glass away. Seavey. Gee, they're running in numbers here, the West Coast. Graham kicks towards a couple of leaders, but getting back, chopping it off. Good work by Patrick Bowden.
Bowden finds Delidio at half-back. Tambling has provided the lead. Receives on centre wing. Another short one.
Well, they've got Stafford up forward, and he's playing on Stengline at the moment. If they can get that one out, you would think that Stafford would outmark him.
Loose players here for the Tigers. They can run on and kick a goal here. Joel Bowden can nail a 6-pointer. And he does.
Well done, Joel.
So Richmond gets its 6th, but they're a long way behind West Coast.
Nice switch of play here. They've gone from one flank to the other. Bowden's playing at full back, remember, and he's run 100 metres to be in a position to receive this. Gets to the 50-metre line. He knows his distance. Played here so many times, and that's a good finish by the fullback.
Joel Bowden at fullback this afternoon kicks his first goal of the afternoon. Well done by Cox, Fletcher, Cousins. Kick towards half forward, over the head of Jones. Now Stengline will get there first. Good tackle from Polo. Support though from Rosa. Jones by himself, 40 from goal, kicks it back to a dangerous position. Seavey, well done by Bowden. There's a free kick though. Advantage played, and a goal to Lecrae. He's kicked 5. Well, he's given a few away, Mark Lecrae. He got a gift there. But he set up a couple of goals for Stephen Armstrong in the second quarter, and he got a lucky one there as the free kick was paid to Seavey against Joel Bowden.
Smaller player against a bigger player.
It's hard. It is
hard, yeah, and you realise that it's against you, so the infringements occur, the free kicks are given away. You see it so often. And they owe for a Darren Gasper or a fit Andrew Callaway today. That's what Terry Wallace needed. Very much undersized defence. Adam Hunter in picture. Now Hunter has been playing mainly in defence in this game. He's now gone forward, and Patrick Bowden will play on him.
Well, he usually provides the goods in the moment of need, doesn't he? But how it go when it's a one-sided contest. Judd. Long ball. Hunter's got to beat 3 of them and can't. There's the marks taken by Joel Bowden. His players peel off here. Oh, but he didn't see Lynch, who was lurking. Oh, he can't control it, though. Now Tuck did well. Got it to Kane Johnson. Kicks to Tivendale. Mark and go. Cousins is hot on his hammer. Good run down, but just couldn't quite stick the tackle. Play on. White to Pettifer. kicks a long ball to the hot spot. Schultz flew, couldn't mark, staying down was Glass, and he keeps it alive.
In the back pocket, underrated defender, very effective, Graham. Out to Selwood. Sweeps a long handball back to Glass, who kept going. Half back to his captain, Judd. Time to really assess his options. Kick towards Hunter. Good fist from Patrick Bowden. Both players kept their feet initially, at least. Hunter back first, but how deft little touch there to Polo, who chips towards McGuire, and he gets the free kick. McGuire brings it back inside the corridor to Patterson. Tuck now. Shane Tuck kicks it out wide, and a good mark. Was it? No. Pettifer plays the call, and the Eagles out of trouble. Handball by Selwood to Cousins. Back to Selwood. Off a step. Oh, gee, Fletcher in plenty of space on the wing.
Now, what's he going to do with it? Not the best of kicks. The Bowden boys working hard. Joel over to Rains, who arches the back and kicks wonderfully to half-forward Pettifer. He's waiting for the lead from Richardson, who stops, stumbles back. Now he's got to kick it long to Richardson, who's got the set. Richo can't take the mark. He's got a free kick against him for a push. They worked that well, West Coast. Richo's going crook.
The Pettifer kick had to be on top of Glass's head, and it was in fact in front of Glass.
It was too low and spearing.
It was.
He had to give it a bit of elevation, and Richo's, he was in the perfect position there. Pettifer just wasn't quick enough to be able to set the kick to the advantage of the big full forward. And been watching Dean Cox. Can he run and cover some ground?
Oh, great stuff there. Lost his mouthguard in the process. Back to Cousins. Cousins now, loose player in the centre of the ground. Braun kicks it out wide. A couple of options. And Big Lynch marks just inside 50. Ditches the glove.
18 marks inside 50 for the Eagles today. Tigers just 9. What about that athleticism of Dean Cox out here on the wing?
He's a super player.
I reckon Quinton Lynch is in career best form. Enjoying his footy, kicking goals, getting a run in the ruck.
28 goals in the last 8 weeks before today from 55. What a kick that is. Another one. Skip 3. So Quinton Lynch, 3 to add to his season's total. He's now up to 52. And the Eagles have the biggest lead of the match. It's out to 78 points.
John Worsfold has shown a lot of faith and patience in Quinton Lynch, and it's really starting to pay some handsome dividends. Oh, how about that for a tap? Right to Judd, puts the foot on the accelerator, and Chris Judd has kicked a sensational goal. That's as good as it gets.
It doesn't get any better than that. Just the perfect hit out. An open area at centre-half forward. The Eagles forwards don't get on the line. Have a look at that in the background. They're off the 50-metre line. He gets it, realises he can have a bounce, go the full distance, hit the 50-metre arc, knows his distance. That ball goes over the fence. Awesome.
A maestro.
Great stuff. That's the 14th goal from quarter time for the Eagles. Last week against Fremantle, they didn't score in the second and third quarters. What a transformation that is. There's Ben Cousins. Yeah. He's worked tirelessly as well. He's
had 25 disposals, Ben Cousins. He's been in the midfield for all of this quarter. It's just the last 2 centre bounces that he's got out to have a bit of a breather.
Cox to Rowan Jones. He couldn't get clear. Judd again. Good handball. Didn't even look at Cox. Found there. He kicks towards Lacroix, who marks strongly again. 55 from goal. Off to Butler. Rains wasn't paying too much attention. Butler kicks to the goal square. Hunter, well done. Good work from Patrick Bowden. But at the fall, it's West Coast. Rosa, Armstrong, great tackle coming from Deledio. Cousins, they've been forced back, the Eagles, outside attacking 50 now. Banfield can set it up again. Through the hands of Deledio.
Oh.
Waters was pushed out of it. No free kick. Deledio.
Should have got one.
Johnson out wide, and Townley can run with it now for the Tigers.
He goes sideways by hand to Patterson. Picks it up now. Oh, shanks the kick, but fortunately for him, it was a beautiful pass at the end to White, to Howard, and he should kick a goal and does. As Peter Landy would say, luck's a fortune.
I like Howard. He's quick, he's lively, but have a look at this kick. This is just a shocker. He barely makes contact with it, goes straight to a Richmond teammate, so he breathes a sigh of relief.
Gee, wouldn't have found that out at Heritage, Rob. The snap hook.
He might one of Paul Salmon's drives, was he?
Paul Salmon. I played golf with Paul Salmon yesterday.
Is he bad, is he?
I've never seen a bloke have so many fresh airs. And I'm serious. Yeah, he had fresh airs on the first tee. I thought he was kidding. He was serious. It was going to be, I knew it was going to be a long day from then on.
Seavey straight into the head of Rowan Jones. Simmons, Howard, the goal kicker, runs and kicks brilliantly onto the chest of Richardson. That was better out of the centre. One of the few centre clearances the Tigers have been able to win this afternoon.
And again, injection of pace into this Richmond team. Hyde, Foley, Howard. They're names that we don't know a lot about, but we will as the years go by.
So Matthew Richardson, 9-5 last week. Just the two behinds so far this afternoon. Make that 3 behinds.
As that ball went through for a behind, Adam Selwood sprinted to the ball box and pinched one ready to bring it back into play. The little things make a difference.
Eagles work it to half-back. Rosa. This is his 21st disposal as he finds Lynch. Now stabs the kick to the 50. Cox. What are you laughing at, Robert?
I'm hoping we can get a shot of the ball bag, which is, there it is. You can see it stacked with balls, and that's where Adam Selwood just raced and sprinted to get it after the ball went through for a behind.
Been a long year by the sense of things. And a ball up 55 metres out from the Eagles' goal. There's as dominant performance as I've seen from any team this year. Armstrong to Cox to Judd. He straightens up and Chris Judd kicks another one. 3 to Judd, all in this quarter. Now with potentially 2 home finals at Subiaco, it's hard to see, pending a disaster, how West Coast going to miss out on a grand final berth, Michael, on this floor.
Yeah,
I know there's a long way to go, and
well, there is,
they might get Fremantle over there, who knows, but gee, they've been as impressive today as anything.
Well, the mark of a good side, they were trounced last week by Fremantle, 57 points, and the word coming out of Western Australia, they were embarrassed by their performance, and they really have put it together in spades this afternoon. And good teams bounce back when they get beaten. They front up the next week, and they've done certainly that today.
Just saw a shot of Kane Johnson. Now, Johnson tagged Judd for the entire first half, and at that stage it was about 9 disposals each. He hasn't gone with Judd in this third quarter. Chris Judd's kicked 3 goals and just dominated.
Brett Jones, Selwood in the back pocket. Well done by McGuan, just got a hand in there. Controls it, was he pushed? Ball's over the line, so we'll get a boundary thrown in. Darren Glass just off the ball, went down. He's on his feet, but he's slow to get up. Looks to be okay, though, Darren Glass. Key member of the West Coast defence. Seavey takes it out, jams it on the boot. Armstrong with Foley. Well done, Foley, though lost the handle. Judd, sidestep, and the disposal perfect to Seavey. Mark Seavey, dangerous, but he gets the call from Butler, who kicks from 4 to centre towards Hunter. He marks. Patrick Bowden couldn't get a fist on there and thumps his hand into the ground in disgust with his effort. And Adam Hunter will go back and kick it his first. He's in good position, Patrick Bowden, but just couldn't find the ball. So Adam Hunter, who normally goes forward when things aren't going well for the Eagles, has the luxury of going forward when things are going beautifully. And he kicks his first of the afternoon. Margin out to 89 points, which is the biggest of the match.
11 goals for the quarter, the West Coast Eagles. Now, I'm going to pose a question to you two gentlemen by my side. Next week, Kerr, Wirrapunda, Hansen, Embley, Nikoski to come back into this West Coast Eagles team. There's 5.
Who are you going to get out? They're going to leave out.
That's my question to you. Who goes out?
Hard to find anyone on today's performance.
And just a terrific situation for John Worsfold to be in.
So that's going to be three-quarter time. And unbelievable 11-goal quarter to the West Coast Eagles. Robert Walls, what can you say?
Well, it's just awesome, and that man there just set it up. And gee, it was a wonderful quarter. He
was carried from the ground.
Oh.
He's out with the Ferries. We thought it could have been an arm injury, Chris, but he certainly just looks like he knocked himself out. He's up. He looks okay.
In some ways, that's better than having a broken
wrist or arm,
elbow, or whatever. So he should come through okay.
Should be all right next week, as the West Coast Eagles are going to have the wonderful problem of trying to fit 4 or 5 star players back into this team. Just going through at three-quarter time. The unlucky guys that might miss out, Rob. It's a terrible thing to do, but you've got to cull 3 or 4 of them.
That's exactly right. Interesting. Kane Johnson back on Chris Judd.
Too late. Rosa. Advantage paid. Cousins carries the ball to the 50. He might have a go himself. He does, but he's sprayed the kick and it's out on the full.
It's interesting with Chris Judd. He had 9 disposals at half-time, no goals. And then the Kane Johnson tag was released. And Judd responded with 12 disposals, 3 goals, a couple of clearances, a couple of setups, and obviously...
Oh, Tippendale and Foley between themselves almost mucked it up. Tuck now under pressure, and he concedes.
Gee, that's a worrying sign, isn't it? 2 fumbles and then as you said, concede the ball through. They are rattled.
90 points. Well, it'd be disappointing if the Tigers were to finish the season the way they started, because the Bulldogs beat them by 115 points in round 1. The margin now 90 points in favour of West Coast. Just need to find something in this last quarter to try and at least finish the season on some sort of positive note. Patrick Bowden takes a long time and kicks it straight to Chick. Banfield, a couple of loose players in the centre. Fletcher kicks it short. Roman Jones working hard. Couldn't quite get to him. Jones now paddles to his own advantage. Support from Cousins. Feeds it back. Rosa sweeps it inside. Fletcher just sets it up, hoping more than anything, and well done going back Joel Bowden. Couldn't hold the mark. Oh, great interception again by Judd to Hunter. Tried to shovel it to Armstrong, but Tuck was there. Tippendale, handball. Partly smothered, ends up with Cousins from 30 metres. Tamley runs his kick down. Lynch wheels it to the right boot, the big fella, and he kicks the goal. Was it socket through by Butler? I'm not sure. How casual was that?
He wanted to let it go, and in the end, he probably just wasn't quite sure. So he held it on his. I reckon it's Butler.
Well, Sam Butler, that's the great little touch in.
Just held it on his.
Look at this. Lynch turns there around the body. It would have been a goal, and Butler just. Yeah. Oh, that's a beautiful little touch in that. Look at that.
Oh, that's magnificent.
If you don't mind. Sam Butler.
Mark Viduka would have loved that.
He's kicked 3 now, the boy.
He likes it too, I think.
Yeah.
Very impressed with the scoreboard.
Hey, Butler scores more goals than Mark Viduka.
Well, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Oh, just going back to the World Cup.
So Butler's got 3 as Richmond work the ball inside 50. Richardson snare the footy, and the Eagles just want to run away. That handball wasn't all that flash, but a turnover. Tamlin to Kane Johnson, looks for and finds Simmons, 55 out from goal, looking to play on, wheels onto the left, thumping kick into the goal square. Richardson's there, and he's got the mark. He plays on and kicks the goal. First for the afternoon of Matthew Richardson.
Well, I know we've discussed this earlier, but they started the game with Jay Schultz in the goal square, Matthew Richardson out at centre-half forward, and given the fact he kicked 9 last week, I wonder whether perhaps he would have been better served back towards the goal square. He's now positioned just 20 metres from goal, and he was able to at least be a target there. It was a strong mark.
Well, the feature of his game last week, he pretty much started about 20 metres out from the goal line, and he was able to lead to the 50-metre arc and take at least a dozen marks that way. I think he's probably got too far up forward, but I'm sure he's been frustrated.
So, advantage paid. It was an Eagles free kick. Cousins from outside 50 pulls it back, and the mark's taken by Patrick Bowden.
He wants a goal, Ben Cousins.
Yeah, he's tried a couple of times from about 50 in this quarter. Patrick Bowden kicks it wide. Loose player is Howard. He's got it at half-back for the Tigers. Margin 90 points. Need to keep it inside 100, Richmond. Howard into the corridor. Tivendale. Over. Lab provided by Kane Johnson, who delivers wide. Simmons. Kicks it short. Out comes Richardson again, and he marks. That's better, Rob.
Yes.
No problems with the distance from here if he wants to go for home. He wheels onto the right boot, dumps it long to the goal square. He's got the carry. No. Well done. Good work down there by Lecrae, getting back into defence and forcing it through for a rush behind.
So 3 Eagles out there. Take your pick who you kick it to. Plenty of run in the legs of this team.
Cox gives it off to Fletcher. This is number 28 for Chad Fletcher. Couple of bounces, make it 3. Now dishes off to Waters. Bo Waters, long ball to the hot spot. Oh, in front, almost Armstrong. And Delidio's in there. Armstrong won it back. White's there for Richmond will have a bounce. 20 metres out from the West Coast goal. Might be an apt time to talk about Richmond and some of the players that are saying goodbye, Rob, and perhaps a couple of others that might not be with us in season 2007. It's the final game for Chaffey and Stafford. I guess the question marks too are on Gasper and Kellaway.
Absolutely.
How do you see it?
I think one of Andrew Kellaway and Gasper will be asked to retire. Might be 2. There's both of them in picture.
Yeah.
Both of them have been terrific servants of the club for over 10 years.
Cousins, well, he wants a goal, but he won't get one with this snap. It's out on the full.
The thing going against Gasper and Kellaway is that they're not good kicks, and that's the way that the game's going. You've got to be able to run and carry, and we've seen Terry Wallace in his 2nd year coach the Tigers to 10 wins in his 1st year. That's coming off 4 wins when Danny Frawley had the Tigers. They've got 11 wins on the board, so there's improvement there. And I've got no doubt that Terry Wallace has got a 5-year contract. He's 2 years into it. This is what he wants, blokes who can run and kick.
Great spoil from Waters. Oh, he goes in hard too. Give away a free kick, no. Picked up by McGuan in his 2nd game of AFL football. He debuted back in round 7 against the Swans, and Luke McGuan's form not great because the Swans that day won by 118 points.
A couple of really good Tiger players have hardly played this year in Mark Coughlin and Nathan Brown. You get a fit Coughlin, he's coming off a knee reconstruction. Brown with a broken leg, of course. It was always going to be a tough year for Nathan Brown this year. If those two can have a good summer, they just give some real class to the lineup, some finish, some polish up forward.
I guess the big question mark is just the lack of size down back, Rob, which we have just talked about.
Ray Hall's out with suspension for this game. Now, Ray Hall's become an important player to this Richmond side. And Patrick Bowden, who we see there, he's been a great addition this year.
That was really well done by Bowden. Over to Tambling. And he chips it out wide. Nice kick. Running onto it is Howard. And he's missed. Missed badly.
I think Ray Hall has probably gone past Gasper and Andrew Kellaway. Now, he's tall. He's got a bit of dash about him. He can kick the ball long.
He's a lot younger. He's only, he's 25 now. He's 26 when he starts next season.
He's also a young fella
27.
Will Thursfield, tall defender, been out injured for most of this year. So there's a no doubt there's a couple there that Terry Walsh will be looking to come through over summer and into next season.
In fact, Hall will be 26 for the entirety next year, so he's got plenty of years left in him. Whereas I guess Gasper and...
Well, they're 30, 31.
Yeah.
And you've got Chris Newman to come back too. Remember, he broke his leg around mid-season.
You wouldn't expect to see much of him next year, though, unfortunately, as Beau Waters squares it up into the corridor. Hunter, good tackle by Polo, fed it out nicely to Delidio. And look at the pace of Delidio. Scintillating stuff from Brett Delidio. He is an excitement machine. Still only 19 years of age, Brett Delidio. What a future he's got.
Lovely finish, wasn't it?
Well done.
See, he didn't rush himself into kicking the ball. He got to the middle of the ground, had nowhere to go. Years gone by, a Richmond player in this situation had just bomb it forward. He's had the composure just to settle, wait, and eventually Richo presented.
Now Matthew Richardson lining up. He's got 1 goal, 3 this afternoon. That's his second. Exciting play from Brett Delidio, broke the line. Weighed up the options and went to Matthew Richardson, who converted truly. Only 19, Delidio. What a future he's got.
Yeah, he's a wonderful player.
Matthew Richardson, the only multiple goal kicker for the Tigers.
And that's the Eagles forward line, Chris. There are 8 players inside the forward 50. It's an unusual setup.
I just wonder if it's because Richmond have put an extra 2 back and John Worsfold, Robbers decided to man them up.
I think that is it, yeah.
Pettifer kicks towards half-forward. Richo again, couldn't take this one at the back. Great pick-up by McGuire, dribbles at goalward. It's coming back.
Bit of backspin.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's right. John Worsfold will not allow the opposition to get extra numbers back.
So happy to man them up and try and work it out from there as Banfield streams from defence. Great kick onto the chest of Hunter, who slides forward and marks in the midfield. Waits for Banfield to keep going. That he does from 65. Kicks it long to the goal square. CB Judd. Johnson in front. Just lets it out the back to Tivendale, who's brilliantly tackled, wrapped up by Chris Judd, and we'll get a bounce deep in the left forward pocket for the Eagles.
Melbourne are down by 4 goals late in the second quarter. What's West Coast's best and worst result next week? Who would they like to play? Would it be a Melbourne, Sydney, Collingwood, or a St Kilda?
I think they'd like to play a Melbourne side in Perth.
And I don't think they'd like to play Sydney.
That would be their worst result, do you think?
Or even Fremantle.
Sydney and Freo are the ones they'd probably like to avoid.
Yeah, you'd want to avoid... Who wants to play Sydney? Experienced, tough.
They've got very close the last couple of times. They were in the final last year and earlier this year when there's a goal kick pretty much on the siren to give them victory, West Coast.
Well, what about this young man, Mark LeGras? He has taken 10 marks, 16 disposals, and there you can see a couple of goal assists. And kicking for goal number 6 from just inside 50. Drop punt, he drags it left. So his haul today, 5 goals, 4.
And who are the players coming back in, Rob, for West Coast? Just name them again.
Well, they've got Kerr, Embley, Wirrapunda, Hansen and Nikoski. And I would think all of those 5 would come back. Nikoski's been out for a few weeks, but they need him to win a premiership.
Lynch to Rowan Jones. Judd. Great acceleration again. And does the unselfish thing and finds Banfield, the veteran, who's well within range. True Banfield, 32 now, taken pick 1 back in 1992.
Game number 262.
Giving them great service, hasn't he?
Had that shot at goal in the grand final last year. May have just about put the issue beyond doubt, but couldn't nail it. He nails that one though. And Drew Banfield joins the goal party. 11 goal kickers now for West Coast.
It's unselfish play by Chris Judd. He could have had a flying shot here. Chose not to.
Margin 89 points.
Do you think it's a Brownlow votes game for Chris Judd, Rod?
I certainly think it is, yeah.
Even though he had a quiet first half?
What he did in that third quarter was awesome.
Tigers bring it out, tuck. Pettifer, look out. One stinged one. He's able to get it out though, Pettifer. Deledio, good support from Rains. The dasher from half back. Floats it to half forward. A good mark taken by Patterson under the circumstances. Simmons, sweeping handball to Pettifer. Now Tivendale. Loose player out wide, but switched the play effectively. And Joel Bowden, who has played at full back this afternoon, the chance to kick goal number 2.
And Quentin Leach's opponent in the middle of the ground, looking a little bit embarrassed.
You around?
Rob, you're used to the hard calls, and you've been very experienced at match committee. Your job now in the next 10 minutes is to find the 5 players that you have to, unfortunately, ice from West Coast team. That's your job in the next 10 minutes.
Thank you.
So Bowden from just inside 50. It's a wonderful kick and a goal to the Tigers. So Richmond have outscored West Coast 3 goals to 2 so far in this final quarter, which is about 15 minutes old. Good switch of play, and Joel Bowden working very hard from fullback. He's played well again today, Joel Bowden. 17 disposals, 7 marks, and now a couple of goals.
You want to hear them now, Quarters?
Well,
geez, you didn't take long. You didn't muck around.
It's a sharp axe. Brett Jones, gone.
Yeah.
Stephen Armstrong, gone. Rowan
Jones kicked 3 goals.
No sentiment. Rowan Armstrong, gone. Rowan Jones, gone. Drew Banfield. No sentiment in football.
You can't do that. Simmons lines up for goal and misses. Now come on.
So it's Jones, Brett, Armstrong, Jones, Rowan, Drew Banfield, and Michael Gardner.
You can't axe Drew Banfield.
No sentiment in football, Quarters.
I was just about to ask you how well Stephen Armstrong's played as a small forward. Kept the ball inside their attacking 50, kicked 3 of his own.
Okay, well, we'll keep him in until Daniel Kerr have a rest next week.
Kick towards the wing. Rosa at the back. He's been impressive today, Matt Rosa. Shoveled out by Foley in his hands and knees. Chaffee, dangerous kick. Well done by Joel Bowden. New Tambling was there, so just tried to knock it to the back, and a couple of fumbles there from Tambling and Rains. Allows Cousins in, shares it with LeCras. Back to Cousins. Cousins kicks a goal for the Eagles.
How good was the bump?
Well, he got his goal. He was desperate to get it.
Have a look at the little bump from Cousins that just won the ball back in West Coast favour.
Tambling.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Just that little 1%er.
Strong body.
Gee, it was great work from Rowan Jones to feed that out too, wasn't it?
It was. Yeah, very good. You'll remember that.
Well, yeah, I hope he does, because he's not playing next.
Tambling fumbles too much.
Well, they call them 1%ers in football. There's just that little bump. Enabled Cousins to get the ball, and he got that goal. He was pretty hungry.
I reckon the handball to LeCras was deliberately to the side, so he had to get it back.
I agree.
He did it brilliantly.
The old 1-2.
Yeah, did it absolutely superbly, did Cousins. Butler hoists it high towards half forward. Well, they share it. They fight for it. Rosa decides he'll take it. He's got loose players everywhere. Chips it, and the mark's taken by Armstrong. And Stephen Armstrong to line up for goal number 4.
Well, you remember this one too.
He's out.
And you've swung the guillotine, Robert.
Oh, dear. Stephen Armstrong. It's a great story. Off the rookie list. After his career ended at Melbourne.
It's amazing, isn't it? We're talking about who could go out of this team, whereas Neil Craig with Adelaide is desperately hoping that he can get enough to field. a good reason to put him out there, son. Should have kicked that.
Poster for Stephen Armstrong. 3 goals, 1 this afternoon.
Mind you, the Crows are doing well as we speak. They're a proud football club. No one's written them off, so it's an even better challenge now for Adelaide. Rains. Now Roach, who hasn't had much game time this afternoon, finds Polo, who's an exciting young player for Richmond. Goes back to Rains. Tuck. Long ball. McGuan. Swayed at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Selwood's there. Knocked up by Waters. To Seaby. Now back to Waters again in the back pocket. Not a lot on offer. Will he concede the point? He won't. Well done. There was a nice effort from
He
Waters.
knew where he had to get to. He just had to try and get there.
Armstrong to Stengline, and they're away again, West Coast.
Stengline from midfield. Kicks it wide. Lynch up in front. Opposed to Deledio. Massive height advantage there, and he's marked 55 from goal. He'll go back and just...
He should kick this.
He should.
Just a perfect example again of the undersized Richmond defence.
Look, the gloves off. The gloves off.
Socks up.
World shot clock ticking down. Margin 89 points. Steely look on his face as he comes in from 60. Great kick, it's a goal! He's kicked forward when Quinlan come to him. That is a mammoth kick from 60 metres.
The big cue.
He missed the grand final last year. The way he's going, he'll be one of the first pick this year.
Team lifting stuff. When you get a big fella able to roost a 60-metre goal like that, everybody gets a kick out of it.
So the Eagles' highest score of the season.
There's one positive, though, Rob, for Richmond. All their fans have been able to see them play in September, which hasn't happened much over the last 20 years.
Don't be condescending. As the Tigers work it inside 50, Simmons got both hands on the footy, couldn't take the mark. Brett Jones somehow in the end got it over to Cranfield, who went short to Cox. Back to Selwood, back to Cox.
Have a look at this.
And the big man goes for a run. Good shepherd off the ball. Cox brings it to the wing. Handballs to Butler. Howards after him. He handballs to Banfield. His kick falls short. It's marked by Joel Bowden. It's played a pretty good game considering. Richmond get it back to Ledio. Kicks towards Richardson. Well played by Graham. And a clever little soccer by Armstrong. Back to Graham. Whistle, and it's a throw. It's going the Tigers' way. Pettifer looking to get it moving quickly.
Richo saying, for goodness sake, get it in quick and high.
He went short to Tambling, just the bare 15.
Now, Chris Judd ran across the front and grabbed at his left quad. He looks to be okay, though. No.
Oh, you're spot on, Chris. Oh, he just went again.
Oh, Hyde has missed the goal. And well spotted by Michael Christian. Now, what happened, Chris?
Well, he ran across Tamley to try and get the spoil in, and he just grabbed at his left quad. The top of his left leg might have been his groin or his quad, and you just watch him run through the midfield. He is limping.
He is limping. He's coming off.
He's coming off.
He's bringing himself off here too.
This is massive news.
That's a good pick, Chris.
Well,
looks like he's tagged the quad.
Keep a close eye on that, Andy Marr, as Richmond work it forward again through White. Shoots at goal, into the goal square, and it's off hands, but this could be a significant moment. Let's have a look at Judd there.
Now, just watch him here. He grabs further, just didn't get... And you can see him grab there. It looked like left groin, not left quad.
So hopefully it is just a twinge.
Question you might ask is, should he be on with only a few minutes left to play and the game wrapped up well before half-time?
Chaffee.
Can't take them all off, of course.
He's only got a few minutes left of his AFL career, unfortunately. Waters. Over to Braun. Sizzles the pass to Fletcher, who's having disposal number 30. Cousins 30, Fletcher 30, Stenglein 27, Rains 23 and Tuck 21 for the Tigers. Deep into attack go West Coast. Quick snap at goal is there. It's Armstrong. He's got 4. You can't drop him.
No, come on, Rob.
Now, hang on. With Judd injured, he stays in.
We shouldn't be laughing at that because let's hope the best for Chris Judd. It's very disappointing if Chris Judd couldn't take his place in next week's first week of the finals.
Well, we don't want to sound too dramatic, but Chris Judd looks like he's had some sort of muscle injury. He's on the ground at the moment receiving treatment. Andy Marr.
Yeah, there's no massive sign of concern.
Panic or anything?
To be said. No.
Okay. That's what we want to hear. Hyde spun out of trouble. Got it to Polo. Quick kick by Foley was good. Now Deledio. Will he take on Seaby? He decides to handle. Stafford in his last few minutes of AFL football kicks the goal. This afternoon to Greg Stafford. And he's had a pretty damn good career. 204 games, 140 goals now for Greg Stafford. Started his career at Sydney back in 1993, played 130 games. Now in his 75th match for the Tigers. Mark Chaffee also calling it quits today for Richmond. He debuted in 1997, 166 games a day. Chris Judd still being worked on by the trainers.
OK, Chris Judd off with a little bit of an injury, we believe. Staker with a bit of concussion. The other two interchange players are Glass and Chick. Might be getting Cousins off and putting Chick on.
Deledio high towards half forward. In front, Schultz couldn't take it. The only man left standing was Banfield. Braun, Cox. Back to Butler, who's been very, very good this afternoon. Braun from the wing. Well done by Big Stafford, getting involved late. Armstrong feeds it wide. Butler. And then they reload again through Banfield, who chips it towards Lynch. Play the call. Good recovery by Lynch as he wheels onto the right boot and finds Selwood on attacking 50. Selwood can go. Runs to 45, measures the kick and kicks it behind.
Short kick in.
Eagles need one more goal to make it a nice, even round of 100 points.
Well, their greatest winning margin against the Tigers is 96. So it'll be a record-breaking performance if they can. Rosa got it out to Broad. Fletcher. This might be it now. Stenglein over to Lynch. Oh, big fella slipped over. Stenglein, awkward kick, and they mucked that one up West Coast. And the Tigers get it back.
Deledio, casual bounce. He's got a loose player on the wing. Patrick Bowden has drifted down in space. Plenty of time to measure the kick onto the chest of Pettifer. And Kane Pettifer will kick from right on 50. Gets on with it quickly. Kicks towards Stafford again, who drifts down.
The Richmond fans, look at it. They're pretty happy for big Stafford last game.
And he's marked 25 metres from goal directly in front. Greg Stafford, third mark, coming in for his 6th disposal.
Game 204.
He's averaged just 7 disposals and 4 marks this year, so it hasn't been a great year as he winds down his career from 25 metres. Pops it through, and he kicks his third. He's the leading goal kicker on the day for the Tigers. And the margin back to 88 points. At three-quarter time, the Eagles led by 89, so they've held their own in the final quarter of the Tigers. Good kick from Pettifer, giving the big man every possible chance.
They've had some big wins this year, Richmond, but they also had some thumping losses. Rob, is that a sign of a young side?
It is, yeah. The highs will be high and the lows will really dip down.
Braun tries to split open the pack. Seaby, good tackle by Tamley, picked up by Pettifer. Got the kick to Hyde. Now Delidio, who's had a pretty good afternoon as he looks again for Stafford in the forward pocket. Schultz is there, back to Stafford. Handball's in the direction of Howard. Hemmed in, tough kick. Did the discipline thing, but it's all West Coast here. The mark is taken by Graham.
Graham kicks it out to Fletcher. Good work by Armstrong. Although his kick wasn't great, and the mark's taken by Rains. This is West Coast highest score against Richmond, and it's also their highest score at the MCG. So great tune-up for September action, and that's it. The West Coast Eagles have finished the home and away season on top of the AFL ladder with a thumping 88-point victory over Richmond this afternoon.
Let's go down to Andy Marr, who's with the West Coast Eagles captain Chris Judd. We hope it's good news, Andy.
Yeah, thanks, Quarters. We saw you